2, 1. And welcome back to Green Gaming Fest Fall 2022. Thank you all again so much for joining us. We are raising money for Mother of Coral, and we are trying to raise money to save the planet, so please get your donations in. Up next, we have a run of Journey with Ravspect. Rav, whenever you're ready, take it away.
All right. So first off, I need to know which of the two robes I'm going to do, the red one or the right one.
And it looks like the incentive has been met for the white robe.
All right, go ahead and go take care of that real quick. All right, so this is going to be a glitchless run. The difference between glitched and glitchless in this game is very obvious because for the most part, we constitute glitches as unintended mechanics, like unintended movement mechanics or out-of-bounds sequences. We won't be doing any of that. This is just going to be like a speedy playthrough that any first-time player would do. You guys ended up donating for the white robe. With the white robe, the only real difference is that with the red robe, we have limited jumps. With the white robe, we will be able to recharge jumps every time we touch the ground. And we'll go ahead and get the run started because we're going to have a lot of downtime. Since this is glitchless, we won't be able to skip any of the cutscenes. So, if you guys are ready on the timer, 3, 2, 1, go. So when I say that the run is all symbols, that just means we're going to be collecting all the little collectibles throughout the game, which are these little glowy squares. And just like that, we're already done with the first level, the tutorial segment. And like I said, since this is glitchless, we're going to have to sit through all the cutscenes. This is one of those games where there's no dialogue really, so we're going to get all the story. So consider this our Let's Play. A lot of this run is going to be routed around the fastest way to collect all the pieces. Of course, between the two different versions of the run, one where we have a limited number of jumps and one where we can jump as much as we want, we're going to be doing different things between the two. And again, I'm going to stress that we're not doing any actual glitches. We may do things that look a little bit like cheating, but I promise we're not. We're doing everything, not in the intended way, but in a legitimate way. So after we sit through this bit of lore and we get into the next level, we're going to be collecting our little collectibles in a very specific way so that we can set up to do not a glitch, but, a little shortcut. Now, if you guys are worn out from that last run that we just went through, it was a lot of high energy, lots of explaining, lots of things to go through really quickly. This run is not that. This run is very slow and calm and laid back. The only real stress will come towards the end when we actually get introduced to some enemies. Right off the bat, we're going to go to the left. Very important that I say that out loud so that I remember, because the two routes go two different directions here. You may also notice that this game doesn't really have a whole lot for music. A lot of this game is just walking around in the desert. This was one of the earlier games for this type of walking sim, where you just walk around and enjoy the environments. And yes, believe it or not, this is actually a PS3 game, and it still looks this good. All right, we got that one. We're gonna fly around the bottom of this bridge. So normally the objective here is to go around these different big blocks like that one over there and activate the ribbons on them so that we can extend the bridge. But we're gonna skip all that bridge part because why do we need to walk across a bridge when we can fly, right? And here's our first little cheeky shortcut. Again, not a glitch, I promise. You know, this is all definitely intended. They definitely wanted us to be up here. We're gonna make a really tight jump now. Just like that. Easy every time. Definitely not a super stressful trick. All right, and just like that, we have skipped the actual intended solution for this level. And I missed some. Activating these pillars at the end of each level is the hardest part of the game. I say only because I'm bad at it. So again, this game has no actual spoken dialogue. There are no words. There are little glyphs and runes, but they don't actually translate into anything. So all the story of this game is just visual storytelling. It's all contextual. So we're actually going to experience the entire story of this game. There's a lot of lore going on, and just by watching these cutscenes, you can kind of figure out what's going on, who we are, and what we're doing. You know, I didn't prepare enough to talk about during the cutscenes. Sometimes you just forget how long they are. You know, when you do this game, when you're grinding it out, you kind of just zone out for the cutscenes. Especially after seeing them 3 or 4 times in like a day. Oh yeah, the lore for this game. They didn't donate to save the ocean. Everything's sand. We have to save the coral. So for anyone who may be wondering if anyone has ever seen this game before on the PS3, why this game looks, it still looks good, but like there's some like minor graphical bugs. Like this game isn't as pretty as I remember it being. And that's because every version that isn't the PS3 version has a very weird texture glitch with the sand. The sand isn't as pretty. And it's very noticeable on this level, which is the pink desert. It's pretty pink and it's pretty desert, but it's not pretty. And that's because, again, every version that's not the PS3 version has a very weird glitch, a graphical glitch, where the sand doesn't really sparkle the way it's supposed to. And in case you're wondering, we are playing this on PS5. There's no real major version differences outside of PS3 and like every other version. And that's just because the PS3 version runs at a slightly lower frame rate, and that causes weird physics things, but you know, all games do that. Sometimes the game likes to take the camera and just make it go wherever the point in whatever direction. And it's very annoying. You constantly have to fight the camera for control when it's like, hey, no, you're going the wrong way. The thing you're looking for is over here. No, we don't care about that. We don't need to do what we are intended to do in this level, because right now it really wants us to go around and open some cages to save some little scarf animals. They're no actual like animals. They're like little cloth creatures. We're going to stare up at the sky for a little bit and look for a visual cue so that we can make a hard left. There's not a whole lot to look at in the desert, so we might as well look, you know, at the only landmark we have. And a lot of navigating around this level is just conserving your momentum from the slides. Sliding down the sand dunes is a lot faster than flying. So So what we did there is we held to the right of the map, if you want to call it that, in order to hit a trigger, in order to get that symbol over there to spawn before we hard cut left to collect the symbol at the top of that tower we just got. That's because there's a little cutscene of this symbol falling from the sky. That's what all that music was, all the fanfare that we weren't looking at. And we do that because otherwise we'd have to sit here and just wait on this guy, and it's like a 20-second cutscene. Go ahead and pick this guy up, and we'll head towards the end of the level. And just like the last level, we have another cheeky shortcut coming up. Definitely not a glitch. It's definitely intended. Now, normally it wants us to climb this tower from like the bottom, and then there's some platforming. We have to free some of those little cloth creatures in order to like ride them up and get a little boost. But instead, we're gonna go around the back. We're gonna do a very difficult jump from this little broken platform. We're gonna stand here until we get all of our jumps back, which you can tell how many jumps you have from the little scarf around your neck. Every time you use a jump, it burns through a little bit of it. And we got the super hard cool jump. Nice. That's probably the hardest jump in the game, and I only learned how to do that like 2 days ago. And yeah, that was Pink Desert, probably the longest level in the game. Luckily, we're doing the White Robe run. You guys are missing out. If we were doing the Red Robe run, we'd have to walk across that entire area. Like, no jumping. When it comes to the White Robe, your jumps just recharge by standing on the ground. But if we were on Red Robe, we would have to be touching either the cloth creatures or little ribbons that stick out of the ground in order to recharge our jumps. And you may have noticed that there's nothing in the desert. Again, another problem we can solve by helping the coral. Saving the oceans. Donating to green gaming. Yeah, so with the White Robe, that level is like 5 minutes long. With the Red Robe, that level is like 10 minutes long. So we're happy we skipped that. This is a speed run. We want to go fast, right? Now we hop on this guy, and he'll carry us to the next level. All right. So the dreaded words for any and all speedrunners. This level is an auto-scroller. But in a weird, ironic twist, this auto-scroller is actually really cool. I like this auto-scroller a lot. We still have things we have to collect while we're auto-scrolling, and if we miss anything, we can't turn around. The game does not let you turn around on this level. So we have to make sure we get everything first try. There are no second chances here. We're gonna jump as soon as we touch the ground to conserve momentum. Whenever you're surfing on the sand in this level, it's automatically pushing you at max speed. So we actually want to spend more time touching the ground than in the air. And if we do spend any time in the air, we want to make sure it's only single jumps instead of like flying multiple times. All right, now it's time for the very scary missable symbol. Those first two are pretty easy to get. This last one is kind of scary. There's an intended path to get this that cuts through the middle of the mountain that we're about to go around. We're not going to do that because that's slow. That's boring. Instead, we're just going to grab it out the back by sliding past the exit. By doing another little completely intended cheeky jump here. We got at least one every level. gonna hug the wall, land right on it. All right, and now we're good. It's time to beat the rest of the level as intended. We have nothing else to worry about. And now it's time for the big, pretty, like, promotional shot for the game. Here we go. Very small speedrun tech here is I'm holding the camera in the opposite direction of the way that we're moving. That way it thinks we're actually falling, because anytime the camera is pointed towards whatever way the game thinks you're moving, it actually increases your speed. So we're technically getting falling speed right now on top of the sliding speed. We're about to go down a very big slide, and at the very bottom, I'm gonna have to try to sit. There's a button that lets you sit down and it opens the menu. Do it to skip a very long falling animation. And there we go. Easy peasy. And we just slide on our butts halfway across the room. And now it's time for some more lore. Yeah, so since there's no spoken dialogue in this game, none of these characters really have any names. The player character, they have a couple of different things that they're called. They're the Journeyer, they're the Wanderer, but like these big guys, they don't really have a name. So I like to call this guy Jeff. And Jeff here is explaining the downfall of our civilization, but you know, that's little things. We're not worried about that. So I kind of glossed over at the beginning, but in case you're wondering about the glitched version of this run, without glitches, this game is about 45 to 50 minutes. If you're playing this game with glitches, it's about 15. A glitch speedrun for this game is unrecognizable compared to this. They play so little of the game. This game is broken in all the right ways to make a very engaging glitch speedrun. This is definitely a game with a very low skill floor and a very high skill ceiling. Anyone could pick up the game and do what I'm doing right now for the glitchless run, but if you want to learn the glitched run, it's incredibly complicated. There are so many different movement mechanics with like incredibly deep wells of knowledge, and I'm not good enough for any of those. That's why I play glitchless. We're gonna come up here so that we can slide down this hill to get some extra speed. Now, this is going to be the first level where we realize this isn't actually like a walking sim. This is actually a horror game. But first, we have to collect the few symbols. This level's very front-loaded with them. Like, these two are like literally right next to each other, which is a nice change of pace from having to hunt them down. Yeah, don't be like Jeff. Help the oceans, guys. Help the coral. Halfway through this room, we have to turn around because there's a symbol at the very tippy top on top of these jellyfish. All right, we're about to do the scariest part of the run. There's a very tight window to perform the next trick, And if I fail, it's not game over. There's nothing left at this point that could kill the run, especially since we're past the auto-scroller. But it is kind of annoying. If you fail the trick, you do take damage, and you do lose some of your jumps, making later segment a little bit harder. So we're gonna try to get through this quickly, and if we can't do it quickly, we'll do it safely. So we're trying to beat a cycle here. Like I said, this is a horror game now. Don't. We're gonna walk under it because it's not being very friendly. Go, 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 go. Okay, we made it. So this part is intended to be a stealth segment, because these are the actual enemies of the game. But they can't find you if they can't catch you, right? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'm just kidding. That happens that's scripted. That happens the same way every time. Where's the thing? There's the thing. I can't find it. Hey there, Jeff. How's it going? Uh-huh. Jeff's out here spitting some facts. Oh, yeah. You know, this makes sense. This makes a lot of sense, actually, now that you explain it, yeah. Can you call him Jeffrey? Oh, Jeffrey was his father, please. Jeff's a more loose, fun-loving guy, you know? Well, after that totally tense stealth segment that we were super sneaky with, and it being so far the only level without a cheeky jump, we have to make up for some lost time. So this next level is nothing but cheeky jumps. Nothing that we're about to do is remotely intended, but we're going to do it, because none of it's a glitch. And this is glitchless. So this is Tower. The intended way to get through Tower is to go to a bunch of different platforms and slowly raise what is essentially a water level so that you can fly up the tower. We're not going to do that. That sounds super lame. We are going to abuse the fact that there is a lot of platforms sticking out, and we're going to climb our way up on our own, because it's faster than waiting for the water to rise up to a certain point. Collect that symbol. Stand on this totally intended ledge, and we're actually going to activate this platform. It will automatically raise the water all the way up to this point. Stand on this slightly higher ledge, fully recharge our jumps, not fully. get up to this platform and jump to the center. Grab this guy. And then we're going to raise the water level up to here as well. Then we're going to dive back down in order to get a symbol that we passed. And that's because now that the water level is this high, we can swim through here, and it's much faster than walking or flying. Grab that hidden symbol. And that's it. That's the last symbol in the game. We just have the final 2 levels. We've gotten all the collectibles. So that means we have the maximum amount of jump that we can have. We're going to hit this platform from the bottom. We're going to hopefully get above the platform. There we go. Going to abuse the recharging powers of these little ribbon guys in order to skip the final jump. And there we go. Easy. That level is just nothing but a string of very tight platforming tricks. Even though it looks like our character is very floaty, that's just from the jumps. Our character is actually very heavy. They fall very quickly as soon as you stop jumping. It's all about understanding what types of jumps you can do where in order to clear gaps. Because there's a big difference between doing a jump in midair and holding the jump button to keep flying. Depending on if you want to go horizontally or vertically, you have to understand the difference between holding fly or doing additional jumps. We're also getting a bunch of lore all at once. It looks like we've been here before. Almost like the entire journey is one big cycle, and we keep trying to climb the mountain and failing. According to these little murals, it's saying that we're not going to make it past the next level. Well, Jeff, we're here to prove you wrong. We're here to climb this mountain. We're here to save the ocean, which is like climbing a mountain. It's time to go to the ice level. This next stage is called Mountain. We're going to be doing something called Mountain Skip. This is the biggest point of contention when it comes to just talking about glitches in this game. I promise, it's not a glitch. We're using the intended mechanics in unintended ways, but we are not breaking any rules. We're not going out of bounds. Everything we're doing is in bounds. But there's a very big auto-scroller in the first third of the stage, and we don't like that. We wanna avoid doing it. So we're gonna head back inside because it's cold out and we want to warm up. We don't want to be frozen. We gotta make sure we don't touch the ground. We don't want to get our feet cold while we try to climb up on top of this building. And oh, now we're in a wall. Well, that doesn't look good. So we're gonna get on top of this rock. You know, this rock is bound to be way less glitchy. And, it's got a massive invisible wall. It's a slippery surface. They don't want you standing on it. All right. This rock's no good. Let's get up to this rock. I bet this rock will be a safe place. No. Same deal. They really don't want us up here. So what if instead we just go up to the bridge? I know they want us up here. I've played this game before. I know that the bridge is a place you're supposed to go. So let's just hop on up there, you know? And oh wow, just like that, we've skipped the first third of this level. Now we're in another stealth segment. The only difference this time is that the enemies are out in the open. You can see them there on the top left. there's a big blizzard happening. The wind is going to be pushing us back a lot, and anytime we're touching the ground, we're actually going to be slowly losing the charge on our jumps. But since we're the white robe, we also slowly gain charge on our jumps. And because of that, if we spam the jump button when we're on the ground, we can do little hops over and over again, which is much faster than slowly walking through the snow. We're going to avoid that spotlight. Okay, that was scary. He came a lot faster than I thought he would. We're trying to make a cycle at the end of this blizzard segment. There are 2 of those big enemies patrolling the area, and we're trying to avoid getting spotted by the second one. The big guys, by the way, are called war machines. There's no way that's relevant to the lore whatsoever, right? We're also being very careful to not point the camera too far down, because then we will accidentally do a glitch. We don't want to do a glitch. Glitches are bad. But yeah, we made it. Easy. Now we're having a nice, relaxing climb up to the top of the mountain. You know, Jeff said we were going to fail, but I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm feeling confident. Oh, look, there's even some little scarf guys here. This must be a safe spot. We must have made it through the storm, right? All right, we're gonna slowly climb our way up these ribbon vines, I guess. Power of friendship is giving us strength, giving us warmth. We're gonna try to jump over these steps because the climbing animation is slow and lame, and we don't want to watch that. And now we're to the big wind segment. All right, so the wind is gonna slowly push us back. You know, you've seen this a million times in other video games. It's the exact same idea. We're just going to run from rock to rock, trying to avoid the wind. It's also important that we avoid the wind, because whenever the wind pushes us back, we'll actually lose a little bit of our scarf, which means we'll lose a little bit of our jumping power. And we're trying to save as much as we can for later. Yeah, it's getting cold, it's getting windy. We're making it up to the top slowly but surely, but our guy's feeling kind of weak. Their voice is getting quieter. You can't hear them through the harsh winds. No, Jeff had to be wrong, right? There's no way we can let Jeff be right. We're gonna do this. We have to. All right, so the wind here is probably random, and I say probably because we really don't know. But we're gonna mash the jump button through this segment as the wind slowly pushes us back and forth. We hope that the wind doesn't push us too much. Every time the wind blows, we lose a large chunk of our scarf, and once we're out of scarf, we just can't jump anymore. And walking is slow. So we're gonna hope that we make it through really soon. 4 pushes, not great. 5, even worse. And eventually, even though we still have some scarf left, never mind. It took it away at the last second. I was going to say, even though we still have some scarf left, at a certain point, it doesn't let you jump anymore. At this point, we're kind of on a timer, and we're just walking until we fall over. but we're not going to fall over. We're here to prove Jeff wrong. We have a point to prove. We're going to get to the top of that mountain. We're going to complete this journey.
So while we're walking, is this a good time for a donation?
Of course.
Awesome. We got a $50 donation from Pexa that says, "Love Journey, good luck, Ravspect." Thank you so much, Pexa, for that very generous donation. Thank you so much.
Shoutouts to Pexa. Very good runner for this game. Like I said earlier, glitch speed runs for this game are crazy difficult, and Pexa is a very good glitched runner for this game. Roll credit. No, it's not time to roll credits. We're gonna make it, right? We have to keep going. Look at our guy. They're fine, right, guys? Right? You know, they don't look so good. Well, I guess... Wait, no. There's more? What's happening? Oh. It's Jeff. And the Council of Jeffs. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. Jeff always had our back, guys. He always had it. We're empowered. We're renewed. We're ready to finish this climb, guys. It's not about the destination. It is about the journey. The journey was about the friends we made along the way. Thank you, Jeff. So, this is Paradise. This is the final stage of the game. We're gonna do some more cheeky, definitely intended jumps. But you know, this time, it's probably actually intended. This level is very open. Our only objective is to go up. We're trying to manage our jumps and our flies so that we never run out of the scarf. If at all possible, we never want to touch the ground in this level. We're going to slam our face into a waterfall, as you do. Now, the game intends you to go around the right side of this mountain, but that's lame. There's like a bunch of rocks in the way, so we're going to go around the left, because, you know, it's so open and spacious over here. And we're going to fly into the goo stream up here. And it's going to give us strength. We're going to keep going. We have infinite flight right now. As long as we're within this ray of light goo, unexplained. Sometimes it's like water, sometimes it's like light. We're gonna try to gain as much height as possible here before it takes away our entire scarf and we're forced to walk the rest of the way. And now we're gonna hold forward and head towards that light in the crevice. Time is going to be as soon as we walk through that light, and our journey is complete. Now, even though I showed a lot of the game here today, I do still recommend playing this game for yourself. It's a very surreal experience playing this game for the first time, and we didn't really stop to appreciate everything that was going on. We skipped a lot of stuff, and the stuff we didn't skip, we weren't even looking at most of it. We were just zooming on by. Highly recommend checking this game out. It's typically around $5 to $10, PlayStation, Steam, and it's definitely worth your time. Sadly, this walk is very long. You know, Jeff helped us out, but he didn't make it easy on us. And of course, the closer you get to the light, the slower you walk, so we're almost there. Almost. And that's time.
GG's. Very nicely done.
GG's. Thank you.
Any shout outs you want to give?
Shout outs to the great people in the Journey Discord. I only started running this game a few months ago, and they've given me all their attention and resources and taught me everything I need to know about this run and this game. It's not very hard to pick up. Even if you don't plan on speedrunning, again, I just recommend playing through this game at least once. It's a very, very good experience. And yeah, if you want to see more of me, I'm on Twitch as Ravspect, same as the username on screen.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much. Up next, we have a run of Stray by Hepanwana, and that is still a bid